Well, hello, fans. I'm here once again with Matt Pentz, the soccer beat writer for the Seattle Times. Matt, thank you very much for joining us today.
Anytime.
Matt, you and I spoke before the Columbus match, and you made some interesting comments, and you said these two matches, Columbus and now the Earthquakes on Saturday, were going to be critical for the Sounders. Why would you say something like that?
Because of A, the road trip that's coming up on the other side of it, and B, the summer's Copa America tournament and how heavy the Sounders might be getting hit. Because if you look ahead, 4 out of the next 5 matches on the road, they'd already dropped points at home. These 2 matches, they really needed to start banking points, and these were probably going to be their best shot. I think Ziggy Schmidt has actually said that they needed all 6 points out of these 2 games, and they're halfway there. We'll see what happens on Saturday.
And Matt, we know that the Sounders are challenged on offense. On the other hand, a positive note, we see Jordan Morris has 3 goals, but the other players on top are struggling.
For sure, and that's just trying to find the right fit, I think. I think that all of them have maybe struggled finding a new position that fits best for them. Morris clearly thrives up top. I know that he's played a little bit on the right and scored a goal or 2 on the right, but he does really seem to thrive up top. And if you look at Nelson Valdez, who's yet to score this year, he's been limited by injury, but I don't think that he's necessarily a natural on the wing, and Dempsey's kind of floated all over the place. So I think that a lot of it is those guys just still trying to find their ideal position and maybe struggling a little bit within this new formation.
And you mentioned Copa America in June. Sounds like the Sounders at a minimum will be losing 3 to 4 players. How do you see this competition impacting the Major League part of the Sounders' schedule? For
sure, and I think that they had 6 call-ups, which was the highest in the entire league, which I'm sure that Ziggy is just thrilled about. But I think that the league is taking that 2-week break that's built into its schedule, and even though the Sounders are hardest hit, every team in the league is going to be hurting to some degree, and I think that it's just going to be one of those stretches where they need to batten it down and showcase some of the depth and hope that some of the young guys that have been forced into action early on here are able to step up and at least hold down the fort until everybody else comes back.
So we're 8 games into the season. What do you expect to see from the Sounders as we get to the midway point of the schedule?
I think that's a very good question that I should probably have a better answer to. But they've been very unpredictable to this point. They've gotten wins when maybe they probably deserved a loss, and they've lost games that they probably deserved a win. So their form's kind of been all over the place. I do think that they need to find another level if they are going to stick around and be in the playoff hunt late, because they kind of need to show a little bit more than they have so far to this point. I don't think there's any panic, no, and I think even going back to last year with all the lull, they're such a veteran team, and they have so many guys that have just been around the block and just seen all the lulls and everything else. I actually think in some instances maybe that there should be a little bit more urgency than they show, but that kind of comes with being a veteran team and knowing that you can ride out the lulls. They're a team that's never known a struggle of not making the playoffs, so I think that they just kind of trust it'll all work out in the end.